What this video is going to be about is another product I came out with last year, and it's a Fenceline boom. And just like my Acro stick, which I came out with 3 years ago or 4, which has worked flawlessly, I wanted to have something that nobody else had. I wasn't going to copy them. So the first ones I ever did on the Fenceline booms were hydraulic cylinder actuated, and the first thing I also had from guys was, do you have it for a UTV? Well, that was going to be too heavy, and UTVs don't have hydraulics. So last year I redid my whole thinking, threw that design out of my head, and re-engineered it. And what I wanted to do is replicate a person's arm, which you will see in the following videos. So most farmers have like 20 miles of fence lines. So if you're in a tractor, you're just constantly doing this. Or if you're in a UTV, you're constantly doing this. And you're going to do it once, and you're never going to think about ever going back again. And so this piece of equipment could be used later on. You could go around your hog barns with it. Corn's brown silk, you could go back out on the ditches and so on. So I'll let the videos I have put together here, and they'll kind of show the development of it. And I plan on making about 40 to 50 of them this year, because I am getting product in to make them, so I'm feeling good about that. So I'll get going on that. So in this video here, what this is going to represent is your arm, how I designed this. So right there, that would be your shoulder. Right there, that would be your upper arm. This would be your elbow. This would be your forearm, and this there would be your wrist. So you can see how it mimics, you might say, your arm controls that you had when you ran in your four-wheeler all the time, spraying. So now you can just drive along. Instead of swinging a wand, you can just toggle the buttons and put it where you want it. A front view of the boom. You can kind of see, let's say I was going to spray out toward the ditch or whatever, that orange nozzle will spray out there 15 to 20 feet. And once I'm in the field, kind of see all the different situations I can direct my nozzles to. This is one of the control boxes for the boom. What I've got here is I've got 2 toggle switches that will run the actuators. Then what I go ahead and, if you got a solution pump, I'll go ahead and put a toggle switch in there for that. So everything's all in one box. I go ahead and also make all the ends weather packed, so for different cable lengths. Over here would be your manual valves. So you'd have an inlet then going each way to each individual nozzles. I do supply a power cable, which I'd like to have right off the battery or right off a power source. So I've got that fused for 7.5 volts. So that's how this, I'm going to use the word, the economical system works. It's kind of set up for electric valves. So if you had a cab in the tractor and you do not want to run the product lines up into the cab and have everything outside the cab, so I've gone ahead, and to the left there, those 2 right there are for running the actuators, and then the 2 on the right there would run these electric valves. Everything is weather packed, so I can have different cables for different sizes. Out for a John Deere UTV, again, you would just drop it right behind the cab, and then there's a rail that's on those John Deere boxes, so you can just U-bolt it down. In the back of that box, there is 2 pins that those will just push in. They're already there from John Deere. On this one here, on the UTVs, I have longer arms, means the unit will sit up higher so you can get a little closer to the ground. So once this is installed, later on it's 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. And there again, there is a slot that you can adjust it back and forth, or you could go ahead and put it on the right side instead of the left side. Mount for a Polaris, where they have the stake pockets. So this would mount right behind the cab, drop in the 2 stake pockets. You just drop it in there, tighten that bolt up, that rubber will expand and hold it in there tight. You can see how it's got a slot, so you can slide it to adjust your row width, or you go ahead and if you want it on the passenger side instead of the driver's side, you can just flip it on around and do it that way.